Daddy has been the best father you could ever imagine, and I just wanted to say
Prince Jackson, Bigi Jackson, and Paris Jackson have only rarely opened up in public about their father, Michael Jackson, making their comments about him especially meaningful and memorable.
Michael Jackson.
Some people were really upset that I didn't put my father on that list. The question was not, who do you think is a musical?
Now, their memories paint the picture of a loving and devoted father who not only cared deeply for his children but also shared his passion for filmmaking and creativity with them.
Film.
What he was all about, and that's just kind of what each of us want to do, and kind of makes things that people hopefully enjoy, but also
and inspired an unshakable loyalty that has followed them throughout their lives. Each of his children honors his memory in a different way, whether through storytelling, environmental advocacy, or passionately defending the man they knew behind the spotlight. This video brings together their personal reflections about the King of Pop. Prince Jackson shared these memories during a November 2016 interview with the Los Angeles Times. He recalled the exact moment he first realized just how famous his father truly was. "I remember being at Disneyland and looking out the window. There were fans everywhere waving at us. At the time, I thought that was completely normal, so I waved right back." Today, Prince, a passionate motorcycle rider and founder of a film production company, describes Michael Jackson as a father who was remarkably present, attentive, and involved in every part of his children's lives. Interview 114-119. Unlike his older brother and sister, Bigi Jackson has largely stayed away from the spotlight. Rarely giving interviews and rarely appearing in public, he has often been the most private of Michael Jackson's 3 children. That is why a rare 2021 interview attracted so much attention. Speaking from the Jackson family home in Calabasas, Prince Michael Jackson II, better known as Bigi, offered a glimpse into what his father meant to him and how he views the world today. Surrounded by the history of a family that changed music forever, Bigi reflected on the importance of preserving that legacy while focusing on issues that matter to future generations. "There's a lot of history in this house and the studio here," he explained, referencing the place where so much creativity had unfolded over the years. But rather than spending the entire interview looking backward, Bigi chose to focus on the future. His comments centered on environmental challenges and climate change, subjects he believes deserve greater attention. The choice surprised some viewers. Many expected him to spend most of the conversation discussing his famous father. Instead, Bigi used the opportunity to highlight causes he feels passionate about, demonstrating a quiet sense of purpose that mirrors the humanitarian values often associated with Michael Jackson himself.
Change.
the studio here. That's what he was all about, and that's just kind of what each of us want to do.
A mission that reflected Michael's own environmental values and the work associated with the Heal the World Foundation, which supported conservation efforts and tree planting initiatives across numerous countries. Bigi Jackson explained that his father's dedication to protecting the planet was never for attention or public praise. It was something he genuinely believed in. "I think it's important that everyone understands what's happening. There's still a lot of work ahead of us, but our generation recognizes how important it is," he said. Bigi also remembered the lessons his father taught during visits to wildlife parks and nature reserves. He would take us to see animals and explain how everything in nature was connected. He wanted us to understand why protecting it mattered. Paris Jackson's emotional tribute. During Michael Jackson's memorial service in 2009, 11-year-old Paris Jackson stepped forward to the microphone and, through tears, delivered a heartbreaking message that touched millions around the world. "Daddy has been the best father you could ever imagine." Interview 332-336. For many people, the most emotional insight into Michael Jackson did not come from interviews, documentaries, or headlines. It came from the memories shared by his daughter, Paris Jackson. One moment in particular continues to resonate years later. During interviews reflecting on her childhood, Paris described a side of her father that the public rarely saw. Not the global superstar. Not the performer filling stadiums. Just a father trying to give his children ordinary experiences despite living an extraordinary life. In a 2017 interview, she recalled simple lessons that had nothing to do with fame. He taught her how to cook spaghetti. He showed her how to paint. He danced with her and taught her how to waltz. These weren't the memories of a child growing up around a celebrity. They were the memories of a daughter remembering her dad. "He's just dad," was the message woven through so many of her reflections. Over the years, Paris has repeatedly challenged the public image that often surrounded Michael Jackson. She has argued that many of the stranger narratives attached to him were created by people who never truly knew him away from cameras and headlines. In her view, the private man and the public figure were often treated as though they were completely different people. She has also carried forward causes that mattered deeply to her. Through music, advocacy, and conversations about mental health, Paris has spoken openly about her own challenges while encouraging others to seek help and support. In doing so, many fans see echoes of the humanitarian values her father tried to promote throughout his career. Perhaps one of the most personal tributes came when she chose to have Michael Jackson's signature tattooed on her wrist. It wasn't designed as a publicity statement. It was something far simpler and far more meaningful, a permanent reminder of someone she loved and missed. What makes Paris's memories so powerful is that they consistently return to the same idea. Behind the records, awards, and global fame was a man who, in her eyes, tried to create normal moments in an abnormal life. Someone who taught life lessons, shared laughter, encouraged creativity, and made family a priority whenever he could. To the world, he was the king of pop. To Paris, he was simply her father. And that distinction may reveal more about Michael Jackson than any headline ever could. Interview 417-421. But Michael Jackson's story wasn't being told only by his children. Some of the most revealing memories came from celebrities who knew him behind closed doors, far away from the cameras and headlines. One of the most vocal was Macaulay Culkin, who once described Michael as more than a friend. "He was my best friend." Speaking on Michael Rosenbaum's Inside of You podcast in 2019, Culkin opened up about a connection he believed few people could truly understand. According to him, they bonded through a shared experience of losing their childhoods to fame. While the world saw controversy, Culkin remembered midnight adventures through Toys R Us aisles, massive Super Soaker battles, and moments of genuine freedom that neither of them often experienced. When Jackson faced trial in 2005, Culkin took the stand and testified under oath that nothing inappropriate had ever happened. Years after Michael's death, the loss still weighed heavily on him. "I lost a huge part of who I was," he admitted. He credited Jackson with teaching him that sincerity and playfulness were not weaknesses. Culkin remained firm, saying he never witnessed anything but a kind-hearted man who simply wanted to enjoy life. Through every accusation and every wave of criticism, he insisted Michael encouraged him to stay true to himself without apology. Another fiercely loyal voice was Chris Tucker. Their friendship began after working together on the You Rock My World short film, but it quickly grew beyond a professional relationship. When Jackson's legal battle unfolded, Tucker also testified for the defense during the 2005 trial. Afterward, he told Access Hollywood that he had never seen anything inappropriate and believed Michael was genuinely good-hearted. Behind the scenes, Tucker was also one of the few people willing to challenge Jackson directly, warning him that certain families around him might be taking advantage of his generosity and trust. Interview 547-552. The friendship between Michael and Chris Tucker stretched far beyond public appearances. Long after the cameras stopped rolling, the two would spend hours on late-night phone calls discussing everything from faith and family to old comedy sketches. Tucker often laughed remembering how Michael would unexpectedly call him, slipping into hilarious impressions. He loved Rush Hour, Tucker recalled. Sometimes he'd call pretending to be Jackie Chan and laugh so hard he could barely finish the joke. To Tucker, Michael was never the untouchable superstar the world imagined. He was family. He was a brother. Looking back, Tucker described him as the most generous soul he had ever encountered. "People never got to see the real Michael," he said. "He never wanted to hurt anyone. If anything, he cared too much." According to Tucker, Michael's laughter had a way of transforming the atmosphere around him, turning even the darkest day into something brighter. For Beyoncé, Michael Jackson wasn't simply an influence. He was the foundation on which her entire career was built. During her acceptance speech at the 2006 World Music Awards, she looked directly into the camera and delivered a tribute that left little room for doubt. "He is the reason I sing. He is the reason I perform." Years later, after Michael's passing, she revealed a handwritten note he had personally sent her, praising her talent while encouraging her to remain focused on her path. In her documentary Life is But a Dream, Beyoncé reflected on the impact he had on generations of performers. "Michael Jackson changed music forever," she explained. "He made me believe I could be fearless." Even after achieving global superstardom herself, she admitted she was still trying to reach the standard he set. In another tribute, she called him the most influential artist in history, a title she believed no one else could claim. Usher's connection to Michael began when he was only 13 years old, during a week that would alter the course of his life. For days, he observed Michael up close, studying every detail of his craft. In a 2015 interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Usher revealed one lesson that never left him. Michael taught him that true power wasn't always found in movement. Sometimes it came from standing perfectly still and commanding an entire arena without saying a word. Usher remembered watching Michael balance childlike wonder with relentless perfectionism. one piece of advice echoed louder than anything else. You have to make them feel something they've never felt before. Decades later, Usher still carries those words into every performance. He recalled witnessing Michael rehearse until his feet bled, pushing himself beyond ordinary limits. According to Usher, that level of dedication became the standard he would spend the rest of his career chasing. He also revealed that he still keeps handwritten notes Michael gave him as a teenager. For Britney Spears, sharing a stage with Michael Jackson felt like stepping inside a dream she had carried since childhood. At his 30th anniversary celebration in 2001, she joined him for a performance of The Way You Make Me Feel. Behind the scenes, nerves nearly overwhelmed her. She later admitted she could hardly catch her breath before walking on stage. Michael noticed immediately. With a simple smile, he leaned in and told her, "You've got this." The reassurance changed everything. Having spent years studying his music videos and performances, Britney saw the duet as a full-circle moment. She would later credit Michael's larger-than-life productions as a major influence on her own stage shows. Following his death, she repeatedly honored him as the greatest entertainer who ever lived. Looking back, she described standing beside him on that stage as one of the defining moments of her entire life. She later revealed that Billie Jean remained her favorite Jackson song because of its unforgettable bassline. Justin Timberlake has never hidden the impact Michael Jackson had on his career. While accepting the MTV Video Vanguard Award in 2013, he made a simple but powerful confession. "He is the reason I dance." Timberlake remembered meeting Michael backstage years earlier and receiving a few quiet words of encouragement that felt almost unreal. After Michael's death, he encouraged fans to look beyond the pain and controversy surrounding his life and remember the joy he brought to millions. "I owe my entire career to watching him," Timberlake said. In his view, there would never be another performer capable of matching Michael's influence. He also admitted that Michael's legendary Billie Jean performance became the first routine he ever practiced as a young performer. Akon experienced Michael Jackson in an environment few outsiders ever witnessed, the recording studio. While working together on what eventually became Hold My Hand, Akon discovered a level of preparation that astonished him. Speaking with Larry King in 2014, he described Michael as the most meticulous artist he had ever encountered. Every note, every vocal inflection, every emotional shift had already been imagined before the session even began. Akon remembered watching Michael record the same line repeatedly, each take carrying a completely different emotional texture. Yet some of the most unforgettable moments happened away from the microphone. He recalled Michael becoming emotional while discussing plans to build children's hospitals in struggling parts of the world. Following his death, Akon strongly rejected many of the accusations that dominated headlines. "He just wanted to be loved," he said. "The man I knew cried when children suffered." According to Akon, kindness defined Michael far more than any rumor ever could. During countless recording sessions in the mid-2000s, Will. 1am found himself learning directly from one of music's greatest minds. Many of those songs remain unreleased, locked away years later. In a 2017 interview with The Guardian, Will. 1am shared the lesson Michael repeated most often. "Don't chase radio. Chase emotion." Michael believed music should make people feel something unforgettable. According to Will. 1am, Jackson possessed an almost supernatural understanding of music. He could analyze a Motown groove, break apart a classical composition, and then create something entirely new within minutes. Despite years of pressure from fans eager to hear the unfinished material, Will. 1am refuses to release it. He believes Michael's perfectionism would never allow incomplete work into the world. To this day, he says Michael remains one of his greatest teachers. What stayed with him most wasn't the music, but Michael's genuine concern for people. Even during busy sessions, he would stop to ask about family members and remember personal details others would forget. Slash discovered quickly that working with Michael Jackson was unlike working with anyone else. The Guns N' Roses guitarist contributed memorable work to the Dangerous era and helped shape the sound of Black or White. In his memoir, Slash described Michael as possessing a quiet intensity that pushed everyone around him to elevate their game. Rather than speaking in technical musical terms, Michael often communicated ideas by humming melodies and chasing emotion. Slash said that approach created a creative freedom few artists possessed. While many people were surprised by the collaboration between a rock guitarist and the king of pop, Slash believed Michael's talent existed beyond genres entirely. Years later, when allegations resurfaced after Michael's death, Slash publicly stated he had never witnessed anything inappropriate. He described Michael as a true artist and said nothing in their time together ever made him question his character. Recording with him, Slash explained, felt like standing beside a force of nature. Not everyone in Michael's orbit was an admirer. Eminem famously mocked him in the 2004 Just Lose It video, targeting both his appearance and the infamous Pepsi accident. Michael responded publicly, calling the video disrespectful and unfair. The tension became one of the most discussed celebrity feuds of the era. Yet years later, a different tone emerged. In his 2018 track Fall, Eminem appeared to acknowledge Michael's towering legacy, suggesting that jealousy may have played a role in his earlier criticism. While he never offered a formal apology, many listeners viewed the lyrics as an admission that Michael occupied a level of cultural influence few artists could ever approach. Eminem later reflected on how surreal it felt to exist in the same entertainment landscape as someone whose impact seemed almost untouchable. Among Michael's harshest critics was Gene Simmons, co-founder of Kiss. Simmons repeatedly claimed he possessed insider knowledge about Michael's private life, though he never produced verifiable evidence to support those assertions. His comments triggered fierce backlash from both the Jackson family and supporters who pointed to Michael's acquittal in 2005. Even as controversy intensified following leaving Neverland, Simmons stood by his position and publicly stated that he found the accusers credible. Interestingly, his own bandmate Paul Stanley took a different view, arguing that regardless of public debates, Michael's music remained timeless and impossible to deny. One of the central voices in Leaving Neverland was James Safechuck. Alongside Wade Robson, he alleged that Michael Jackson began abusing him during the Bad era when he was still a child. Safechuck described what he claimed was a symbolic wedding ceremony involving rings and vows. The allegations attracted widespread attention partly because Safechuck had previously denied misconduct during earlier investigations. He later presented photographs and jewelry as supporting evidence. The Jackson estate responded aggressively, challenging portions of his timeline and highlighting records suggesting that certain locations mentioned in his account did not yet exist during the periods he described. Months after Michael's death, Madonna delivered one of the evening's most talked about moments at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. Standing before a global audience, she offered a deeply personal tribute that blended admiration with criticism of the culture surrounding fame. She remembered Michael as both a king and a fragile human being. Then came the line that sparked headlines around the world. "We abandoned him." Madonna recalled sharing a private dinner with Michael, describing a nervous and vulnerable side of him rarely seen by the public. She argued that society celebrated him when convenient and turned against him when it wasn't. The speech immediately divided audiences. Some believed it shifted attention toward Madonna herself. Others viewed it as one of the few moments when another global superstar truly understood the loneliness Michael carried behind the spotlight. Interview 1505-1508. Madonna's tribute ended with a mixture of admiration and regret. She called Michael a genius whose gifts changed the world, but she also believed the world had failed him when he needed compassion the most. "He deserved better," she said before closing with a heartfelt farewell. Long live the king. Looking back, Madonna admitted one lingering regret haunted her. She wished she had reached out more often while he was still alive, before the spotlight faded and the silence became permanent. No one guarded Michael's memory more fiercely than his sister, Janet Jackson. In her 2022 documentary, she spoke about him not as a superstar, but as the brother who stood beside her through the chaos of fame. "He was my everything," she said. "My big brother. I loved him." Janet remembered Michael as a source of comfort and protection during the overwhelming years of childhood stardom. During his highly publicized 2005 trial, she made her support impossible to miss, deliberately wearing outfits that mirrored his courtroom attire. After his death, Janet chose a different path. Rather than participate in public commemorations, she kept those anniversaries private, reserving them for personal reflection and grief. When asked about the allegations that resurfaced after his passing, she hinted that time would eventually reveal a different picture. "People are finally seeing the truth," she said. During her 2009 tour, she honored him by wearing a jacket embroidered with his image. Even now, Janet says she feels Michael's presence every time she steps onto a stage. At Michael Jackson's memorial service in 2009, Stevie Wonder delivered one of the day's most emotional moments. Sitting behind a grand piano, he performed Never Dreamed You'd Leave in Summer, struggling to hold back tears as he sang. At one point his voice cracked, and he looked out at the crowd. "This is a moment I never wanted to witness," he confessed. Wonder reflected on knowing Michael since his teenage years, remembering a young performer whose talent already seemed impossible to comprehend. Their friendship stretched across decades and was filled with practical jokes, affection, and mutual admiration. Stevie even joked that Michael used to hide his cane whenever he wasn't looking. Yet beneath the laughter was a deeper message. Addressing the grieving audience, Wonder urged them not to let Michael's ideals disappear with him. "We have a responsibility to keep his dream alive," he said. his voice will never stop singing. For Stevie, the loss still feels unreal. He has often admitted that part of him still struggles to accept that Michael is gone. Lionel Richie shared a very different side of Michael Jackson, one hidden behind the creation of one of the most famous songs ever recorded. While co-writing We Are the World, Richie found himself working in an environment that was equal parts genius and chaos. In The Greatest Night in Pop, he remembered trying to focus on songwriting while exotic animals wandered through the studio. At one point, a snake reportedly rested near a microphone stand, yet Michael remained completely locked into the music. He was a perfectionist with a genuinely pure heart, Richie recalled. The song would go on to raise millions for famine relief and unite artists from around the world. After Michael's death, Richie spoke openly about the loneliness that often followed his friend despite unimaginable fame. That night was magic, he said. Michael was exactly where he belonged. Richie also remembered being amazed by how quickly Michael created melodies, claiming parts of We Are the World seemed to arrive almost instantly. The partnership between Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson changed music forever. Together they created Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad, projects that transformed pop culture and shattered industry records. Yet behind the success was a relationship far more complicated than most fans realized. In a widely discussed 2018 interview, Quincy made several controversial claims, accusing Michael of being calculating and taking credit where he shouldn't have. But even while criticizing him, Jones couldn't hide his admiration. The boy could sing anything, he admitted. Their friendship eventually deteriorated amid business disagreements and royalty disputes, but the creative chemistry they shared produced some of the most influential music ever recorded. Despite the conflicts, Quincy later softened when speaking about Michael. "I miss him," he said. "He drove me crazy sometimes, but he was still my little brother." When Jones passed away in November 2024 at age 91, an extraordinary chapter in music history quietly came to an end. Eddie Murphy remembered a version of Michael few people ever got to see. Their friendship grew after collaborating on the quirky What's Up with a video, and according to Murphy, some of their best moments happened away from public view. During an appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, he described Michael as surprisingly funny and endlessly playful. "We'd laugh for hours," Murphy said. Michael loved impressions, jokes, and old movies, often calling late at night just to discuss comedy scenes or exchange stories. Murphy insisted that behind the gates of Neverland was not a mysterious celebrity, but someone who genuinely enjoyed making people smile. He even recalled Michael once arranging a private comedy performance just to surprise him. For Murphy, kindness remained Michael's defining quality. Kobe Bryant approached Michael Jackson not as a fan, but as a student studying greatness. During a 2019 interview on the Corp podcast, Bryant explained how deeply Michael influenced his mindset. What fascinated Kobe wasn't fame or success. It was discipline. He watched how Michael rehearsed relentlessly, repeated routines endlessly, and refused to settle for anything less than excellence. Their conversations often lasted for hours, with Michael breaking down performances the same way Kobe analyzed basketball strategy. One question Michael asked stayed with him forever. "What will you do to be remembered?" Following Michael's death, Bryant repeatedly watched This Is It, searching for lessons in dedication and preparation. "He showed me that obsession can become a gift," Kobe said. To him, Michael's work ethic rivaled that of the greatest athletes in history. He often compared Michael's relentless drive to the competitive fire of Michael Jordan himself. Corey Feldman's relationship with Michael Jackson remains one of the most complicated. As a child star, Feldman developed a close friendship with Michael and later testified during the 2005 trial that Jackson had never behaved inappropriately toward him. For years, he spoke of Michael as a protective figure who provided support during difficult periods of his life. Yet as time passed, Feldman's certainty became more complicated. While promoting his 2020 documentary My Truth, The Rape of Two Coreys, he publicly acknowledged a growing conflict within himself. "I can no longer defend him unconditionally," he admitted. Feldman explained that while he never experienced misconduct personally, he could not speak for situations he never witnessed. At the same time, he maintained that Michael had repeatedly warned him about dangerous predators within Hollywood. Even now, Feldman says those conflicting realities continue to trouble him. His affection for Michael remains, but so do the unanswered questions. Taken together, these voices paint a portrait that is anything but simple. Family members, close friends, collaborators, critics, and accusers all describe remarkably different versions of the same man. Some remember a compassionate father, a loyal friend, and a creative visionary. Others point to allegations and controversies that continue to fuel debate years after his death. What emerges is not a clear verdict, but a puzzle that remains unfinished. Michael Jackson transformed music, reshaped entertainment, and influenced generations of artists. Yet his personal story remains one of the most fiercely argued subjects in modern culture. These testimonies do not solve the mystery. Instead, they reveal just how layered, complicated, and endlessly fascinating the legacy of Michael Jackson truly remains.